Hello, my name is Chris Roberts. I'm a 25-year-old man that moved out of his parents' house at the age of 18 and plays Fortnite for half of his life. You probably want to know what the story is. I'm getting to it. This story almost made me quit Fortnite until I knew the real reason why I was there. So, I got out of work and I was frustrated because all the coworkers were such in a bad mood. Every time I would say hello, they wouldn't respond. They would just give me a weird look like they didn't want me there. So, I just walked away with a weird expression or even an angry expression. So then, I finally got home and I decided to hop on some Fortnite because I was bored. I was super bored. So, I plugged in my Xbox, plugged in my mic, and then I hopped in some Fortnite. And then I got into some solos, and then I landed at Pleasant Park. After doing that, I landed at the house. I found two chests. I had a blue pump and a green AR. And then I ran downstairs. But something was off about the house. There was a sign on the door, the front door of the house. It said, "War is coming. The end is near. Read this message. Heroes needed." I had no idea what the message was trying to tell me, but it said I had to read it. So I did because I really didn't care. But then out of nowhere, my screen on my TV turned white. I thought it was a glitch and it lagged me out. I was about to turn off my Xbox until the white screen turned into a swirling circle. It looked like a portal of some sort. I was so confused until I looked down at my hand. I was getting sucked in it. I looked at the rest of my body. I was getting transported somewhere. I didn't know where, but I was so scared. And then I was sucked in. I was falling. I was falling and falling and falling until everything turned black. I couldn't see anything. I couldn't see anything, feel anything, or even hear anything until my vision, hearing, and sense came back. I had no idea where I was. I just woke up on a bed. I didn't know where. But I just rubbed my eyes, and then I looked at my hands. For some reason, I was wearing this red sweatshirt with these yellow and black gloves. I had no idea why I was wearing this. And then I looked in the mirror. I looked so different. I looked like a young guy. And then in the drawer, there was a mask. It looked like the Drift's mask. And then I finally realized I was the drift skin. I ran outside and then saw something shocking. I wasn't in my neighborhood. I was in the Fortnite world. I couldn't believe it. I wanted to scream at the top of my lungs in confusion. I was scared. And then someone tapped on my shoulder. I didn't want to turn around because I didn't know what to expect. But I had to. So I did. And it was these two guys. One looked like he was made of rock, and he had fire on him. The other looked like a mountain climber. He wore a black coat and orange goggles with orange glowing claws. Like he hunts animals or something. I asked them, "Who are you guys? And what do you guys want?" They asked me, "Are you Chris Roberts?" I couldn't believe they knew my name. So I nodded, yes, but for some reason, why do I look like the drift skin? And then the fire guy said, "You were chosen." I was so confused. Chosen? What did he mean by chosen? I wanted to ask him what he meant. And he just said, "You read the message, didn't you?" And then I nodded. And he said, "That's probably how you got here. The message is a portal. That's how the Zenith got here." I looked at the Zenith, and then when he talked, he sounded familiar. He said, "This place is going to war, and we needed more heroes. Looks like you're one of them." He sounded familiar, like someone I knew. And then I quickly just said, "Brian? Is that you?" Then he gave me a shocked expression. Like he knew me. And then he said, "Chris?" I nodded. He was shocked that he couldn't believe it was me. He said, "Don't worry about how I got here. It's a long story. I'll tell you on the way." I asked him where we were going. And then Fire King said, "To the volcano. That's where we'll be safe from the Ice King." I knew who the Ice King was. He was the final skin in the Season 7 Battle Pass. I was wondering, what do you mean by safe from him? Brian told me that he wanted to take over the Fortnite world, and he's hunting them down. Fire King was kidnapped, and he finally escaped and recruited Brian because Ice King told me what his plan was. And so now you're here because of the message you read. I was very shocked by how he got here. And then Fire King said, "Chris, you don't really look ready to fight Ice King. Let me give you something." He reached into a bag that he had that I didn't even know of. And then he pulled out a big trench coat. It had a white symbol on it. It was red, yellow, and black. I put it on. It felt good. But then, I felt something go inside me. And then I saw a bunch of lightning sparks going up my body. In my hands, my feet, everywhere. And then, I raised my hand and I was shooting lightning from it. I thought this was so cool. I was really amazed. And then Fire King gave me a pickaxe. He said it's called the Rift's Edge. I grab it. I asked him what it did. And he said, it tears a rift in reality. You can travel anywhere. He said give it a try. And so I did. I did give it a try. I hit it in the air and then it opened a rift. Like he said, a rift in reality. I went through it and I was teleported from there to behind the Fire King. I was so amazed. He said, now you're ready. Let's head back to the volcano before one of Ice King's members spots us. We were about to head back to the volcano, but I said, hold on, I forgot something. I ran back in the house and opened the drawer, and I found the mask. I put it on, and then the mask eyes were glowing with lightning. And then I said, Ice King, prepare to meet your end. That's all that happened. I'm officially the Driftskin, and I'm helping 2 other heroes save the world. This is a hero's beginning, and soon it will be a villain's end.